Thank you, Hugh. Good evening, everyone. No Scotland, no party. But after the jubilation in the build-up to this tournament came the most almighty Tartan Army hangover with that now infamous opening game defeat. But Scotland, pride bruised but not extinguished, frustrations aired and lessons learned. Now they move on to 5 days where their dreams of making it out of a tournament group stage for the first time ever will either come true or fade away once again. 4 points has been the message from Steve Clarke if they want to reach the knockouts. Now there's no time for hiding. Now Scotland need heroes. 1 to 11 if the class of 2024 is to stand any chance of writing some history. Gunn is the Scotland goalkeeper. Hendry, Hanley and Tierney the back three. Ralston and Robertson in midfield. McGregor and Gilmore joining them in the middle of the two wing-backs. McTominay and McGinn in support of Che Adams. Switzerland go through with a win tonight. Sommer the goalkeeper. Cher, Akanji and Rodriguez. Vidmer and Vargas the wing-backs. Freuler and Xhaka in the middle. Arbisher and Shaqiri in support of Ndoye up front. Well, it feels like a Scotland home game. 28 years since they last won a major tournament match. The winner scored by one Ali McCoist. The opposition that day at Euro 96, Switzerland. It's time for the Scots to end their long wait and keep their knockout dreams alive. Here we go. Live on TalkSport, Scotland from left to right, all in dark blue. Immediately they hoist the ball long downfield and it's straight out of play. And Switzerland all in white. Scotland playing towards the Switzerland end in the first half, though there are Scotland fans everywhere. Far more, I think, than the 12,000 or so we thought. There must be 20,000 in this stadium tonight. And Switzerland are attacking the Scotland end in the first half. This is Group A. Germany through earlier after beating Hungary, who are pointless. And so Scotland still just about within a shout. But they need something tonight, Chris Iwelumo.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. So see, I'm looking at that now, and it's the start there, put the ball in behind on the angle, again giving the ball away straight away, but fantastic there from Jack Henry, got it there in front of his man there, little push in the back, free kick. But just have to be brave in possession. Go and win your second balls. Go win your aerial duels. Go win those individual battles this evening.
It's a beautiful evening in Cologne. The sun still shines up ahead here at this ground, set amongst woodland. Scotland have got a throw on the near side, the halfway line, and it goes back to Grant Hanley. Steve Clarke on the edge of his technical area. We are at the top of the main stand, right behind the Scotland dugout. A steep drop to the touchline below, and the Tartan Army behind the goal away to our left. 1 minute and 25 seconds gone. Scotland 0, Switzerland 0. And realistically, for all sorts of reasons, even if they want to qualify in third place, which is still a possibility, Scotland, they really need 4 points. As Andy Robertson takes a quick throw towards John McGinn, down by the corner flag, and he wins a corner. There's that Scotland roar, after one of the loudest renditions of any national anthem, by the way, I've ever heard pre-match.
Well, a higher defensive line, so going and winning that ball in the centre of the pitch. John McGinn, Andy Robertson, Scott McTominay is just trying to shadow Xhaka, so they can't get the ball into him, but that's what you want. Quick throw in down the right, left-hand side, McGinn 1v1, and then obviously wins a corner. Make things happen, and it's a much better start.
McTominay, right-footed corner into the near post is a pawn, and it's cleared away by Remo Freuler. Drops out towards the far side of the field. Switzerland actually one-hand ball against McTominay. The referee's given Scotland another throw. Far side in the left-wing position, deep at the base of that two-tiered stand on the far side of the field at the Switzerland end of the stadium. Even then, there are still pockets of Scotland dark blue in the Switzerland end of the ground. And now Kieran Tierney will come forward to take the Scotland throw. 0-0, live on TalkSport. Scotland looking for some response to the opening night. Scott McTominay's lurking right in front of the goalkeeper. Long throw towards Che Adams, headed away by Granit Xhaka. Comes out to McGregor on the edge of the box, back out wide. Robertson tries a cross. That'll be blocked away. Nodded back into the area by Tierney. Little touch by Adams to the dead ball line. Robertson tries another delivery. It's a good start for Scotland. They win another corner, Chris Iwelumo.
Yeah, I've got to say it. The Swiss defended well there. Callum McGregor regains the ball at the edge of the box. I want him just to put the foot through it. He gets the ball down under control, it goes back out wide. Switzerland try to get the block in, the cross comes in, but again defended very, very well. Che Adams kept it alive.
Chris is hopping up and down like he's about to go on. Throw him on in this game. Corner to Scotland, they're second already. They've loaded the penalty area with dark blue shirts. 0-0 against Switzerland here. Whipped in by McTominay, right underneath the crossbar and gathered by Sommer, the Swiss goalkeeper, before Grant Hanley could get there. And it's a quick throw out by Sommer towards the near side of the field, and Xhaka, the captain, streaking over halfway. Good intelligent ball at the middle from Xhaka. Too long though for Vargas, and it's a first touch for the Scotland goalkeeper Angus Gunn. Much better start tonight from Scotland, Chris.
Yeah, much better start, but they have to be aware of that. Look at Jan Sommer there come out, good hands, and then quickly release Switzerland down this left hand side, and that's so important that you don't overcommit, you don't leave those holes in behind. Yeah, defensively got back, but a better ball would have put Angus Gunn under a little bit of pressure there.
Biggest defeat in the opening game of a European Championship ever for Scotland against Germany in Munich on Friday night. They only had 27% of possession. They scored once, but even that was an effort from Scott McKenna that hit Tony Rudiger and went into the net for an own goal. So much more needed from Scotland tonight. Dannon Doy for Switzerland is upfield. He's under pressure from Kieran Tierney, who slices the ball out of play left-footed, and it's a Switzerland throw midway inside the Scotland half. 0-0.
That's a great little ball down for Ndoye to go on. He kept it alive, unlucky with his touch. Kieran Tierney gets in there. I just want him to be a little bit calmer. He's putting his foot through it, giving Switzerland a throw in the middle third. Can't he go back to Angus Gunn there and just keep possession of the ball?
Switzerland all in white, their change kit with blue trim. Vargas has possession on the halfway line, but he's robbed of possession by Hendrick, who steps in firm but fair. Now Hanley, midway inside his own half. It's a poor ball out of defence. He's giving it straight to Vargas, who tries to prod it through the middle. Callum McGregor there to shepherd it back to goalkeeper Gunn. Gunn all in lime green, hoist the ball high downfield. That's a foul by Fabian Schär on John McGinn, and it's a free kick to Scotland just shy of the halfway line. The Tartan Army to the left is quite some picture. 2 tiers of seats totally taken up by Scotland fans, a sea of saltires, and I tell you what, they'll have steadied some of the nerves early on here, Chris Wellerman.
Yeah, definitely. They're moving the ball well and making the right decision there. Now John McGinn, big long ball from Angus Gunn, but he got his read the flight of the ball, got his position, got himself grounded, and just waited for Schär to come through the back. And it is a free kick, but much better from Scotland.
Poor from Tierney from the free kick. He clipped it up the inside left channel looking for Robertson, but it was miles over hit. And in the event, Arbisher was able to let that drift away and go behind and out of play for a goal kick to Switzerland away to our right hand side. Swiss fans waving Swiss flags, the red and the white. You're either red or blue on a night like this. Live on Talk Sport, 6 minutes gone. Scotland 0, Switzerland 0. Germany through in this group earlier after beating Hungary by 2-0. Hungary are pointless after 2 games. Switzerland start the night second with 3 points. A Switzerland win will take them into the knockout stages, and they are a very good tournament side as they win a throw deep into Scotland territory. Sylvain Widmer, the fullback, takes it right back to the halfway line where Schär is waiting, and there's another 1-2 between the 2 players. The Newcastle centre-half Schär, tall and slender, has the ball back again, rolls it all the way back to the long-haired Sommer, the goalkeeper. He clips it towards the right-back position, touched on neatly by Schär for Freuler, and then Xherdan Shaqiri pirouettes and spins away on the halfway line. 7th major tournament now for Shaqiri as McGinn goes in with what looked like a firm but fair challenge. It was certainly robust on Schär. Referee thought not. Free kick to the Swiss, taken quickly up the middle. Too much on it for Vargas. Through to Gunn, 0-0.
Yeah, I thought it was an excellent challenge from John McGinn. It's just come up in the monitor, Joe. I think it was all ball, strong challenge, but definitely fair, wasn't it? But much better, I think, in possession. Having options going up to top, better quality from back to front as well. Going into Adams, they can actually keep hold of it or go and win that aerial, Joe.
Chris and I have been in Cologne today along with 60,000 Scotland fans, many gathering near the famous cathedral and really enjoying themselves. Lots of kilts and replica shirts on show and lots of selfies for Chris, of course. Here is Rodriguez for Switzerland, bursting into the Scotland half. A lot of experience in this Swiss team throughout. Xhaka, who's had such a brilliant season, of course, at Bayer Leverkusen, and now Manuel Akanji of Manchester City. Square ball to the right-hand side, and Cher. Hot night in Cologne as Scotland win it back. McTominay up the middle, only Adams forward of him, and the ball angled towards Adams, who was lurking in and around the edge of the D. Didn't quite reach him. Good interception on the slide from the retreating Rodriguez, and it's back to the Swiss goalkeeper Sommer. Under the bright blue skies, it's still Scotland 0, Switzerland 0.
Oh, that was excellent. Now setting little traps. John McGinn finds Scott McTominay. He's driving at the heart of the defence there. Akanji comes out and leaves a slow challenge on him there.
Good ball, Arbisher, and Scotland are exposed on their left here. Sylvain Widmer racing into the penalty area. The touch is heavy. There was a shove in the back of Hanley anyway. The ball is going to go behind. It's a missed opportunity for the Swiss. Widmer had acres and acres of space to dart into, but the right wing back's touch was a really poor one, and Hanley was able to see it behind for a goal kick to Scotland. But that is a warning for Steve Clarke and co.
Yeah, a lot of space down that right hand side. Grant Hanley got into the space and covered well, but very surprised Widmer tried to run. Grant Hanley as well, one of the fastest in the squad, isn't he? Done well, just got his body between ball and man there and just waited for that contact. Widmer's hand on the back and went to ground, and like I say, as a goal kick.
And usually Tierney is going to take the goal kick here, so Gunn is going to stand square of Tierney. He's going to hammer this downfield, is he, or is he going to play it square to Gunn? No, Tierney's going to clear downfield left-footed. Is there any sort of issue with his kicking for Gunn, maybe? As Adams is penalised for a foul on Rodriguez, and that's a free kick now to Switzerland, just shy of the lip of the centre circle. We're in the 10th minute. 0-0 the score. Scotland tonight, and then England tomorrow against Denmark in Frankfurt, 5 o'clock, live on TalkSport. Before that, Slovenia against Serbia on TalkSport 2, also in England's group. After that, what a game, Spain against Italy. Again, that is live on TalkSport. Make sure you've got our app. You can download it and swipe between both stations as and when you need to. Hendry for Scotland as they play the ball out of the defensive third. It's a risky ball by Gilmour, out towards the wing-back Ralston, overhit and out of play for a Switzerland throw.
Well, I think Ralston has to be doing better there. You know, Jack Henry and Billy Gilmour, they're just inviting the Swiss onto them, but then can play through. You know, Ralston has to drop off as soon as he's done his job. He stands still. You know, you've got to be alive, you've got to be an option, you've got to anticipate where the ball's going to be going.
Big cheer, ironic cheer from the Scotland fans as Vargas did a couple of step overs but forgot to take the ball with him. And
I'll take it.
You'll take it, and they'll take it. Next to us we've got thousands of Scotland fans all around even the commentary position here. It does feel like a home game almost for Scotland tonight, despite decent Swiss numbers too. The ball's on the halfway line and Switzerland have got it back.
Every time that ball goes up, Scott McTominay is winning every single aerial duel. I've got Che Adams in behind. It just needs to stick. You know, he's took the first touch. Has to be better. Allow Scotland to get up the pitch, and then he can bring players in. He's trying to release the ball far too quickly. Che Adams.
That's the voice of Chris Iwelumo, former Scotland striker who's played on this ground before when he had a spell in Germany early in his playing career. Sharing possession for Switzerland midway inside his own half. He's the right of the three centre halves. Shaqiri dropping deep. Stocky Shaqiri to pop it back to Manuel Akanji. Scotland playing 20 yards higher up the pitch than they did in the opening game, but it was 11 men behind the ball and Germany carved them open time and time again. Long downfield by Cher, up the inside right channel for Switzerland, who are having a good spell in possession. Hendry gets in front of Arbisher and then needlessly concedes a corner. Overhit back pass straight out of play. He should have knocked it out for a throw, Chris.
Yeah, well, should have just given the ball to Angus Gunn. You know, I don't understand why he's got to put any pace on it. He'd done his job very well, got his body between ball and man, but then it's a blind pass. You know, the ball's still bouncing. Just get the ball under control before releasing it. And it's a couple of times now that it's an unforced error.
A lot of height in this Switzerland team, and this is a dangerous position for Shaqiri, right in front of the Scotland fans. Packed behind the goal, they're on their feet. It's 0-0. Shaqiri one arm up into the air, takes the corner short toward the corner of the penalty area. It's laid square to Freuler. Freuler back out wide to Shaqiri again. Reverse ball, left-footed. It's a good one. Good header away by McTominay for Scotland. Clears the penalty area. Wanted further away by Robertson. Gilmour chests it down. The counter could be on here. Robertson surging over the halfway line. He's got Callum McGregor to his left. Robertson goes alone to the edge of the box. Now left to McGregor. Can he put it back? He does. McTominay first time shot. It's in. It's deflected in. Scotland lead. Listen to the roar. Tartan Army pride. Tartan Army passion. And maybe again. McTominay left-footed from just inside the penalty area. Got a big deflection off Fabian Schär. But do Scotland care? Not a jot. It's Scotland who have the lead. Scotland 1, Switzerland 0. And that roar will be heard all the way from Cologne to Clyde and back.
It's an excellent goal, isn't it? You know, you're looking at it from excellent defensive header. Andy Robertson starts it and basically finishes it, doesn't he? He's driving at the defence, goes out to Callum McGregor, he keeps it alive, and he just puts it back into the space for McTominay. And what does he do? Arrive at the box at the right time, and just the connection is, it's a good connection, out on target, and just takes the neck away from Jan Sommer. You know what? I'll take it all day. You know, thoroughly on top, deserve it. Much better start.
And it's been given as an own goal from Schär. Not too surprised at that. It took a big deflection, that effort from McTominay, right in front of the goalkeeper. It looked like it might have been on target, but it's been awarded as a Schär own goal, and Scotland have the lead. That feels really unfair on Scott McTominay, I have to say, and I wonder whether they'll look at that again, possibly, Chris.
Well, they have to, don't they? Even though there wasn't a lot of pace in the shot.
It's on
target, isn't it? It's going in if there's no one there, so yeah, they'll definitely have another look at that. But yes, an excellent start, and I'm talking about going, winning your second balls, being alive, anticipating it on the front foot. Excellent work there from Andy Robertson, just driving at the heart of the defence here, and then releasing it to Callum McGregor at the right time.
First attempt of the game, and Scotland lead by a goal to nil. Live on TalkSport on a night where they have to get surely at least a point. Scotland are leading the Swiss with just under 15 minutes gone. Shabana Hearn, our Scotland reporter, is right in front of the Tartan Army end of the ground. What about the noise when that went in, Shaban?
Oh, guys, somebody get me something strong. That was unbelievable. The Tartan Army gathering up on the fences behind us here, standing up in the railings, sinking that all in. That was pretty special. More of that when it came from, please.
Tierney's just needlessly conceded a corner, but the Scotland fans, they're still on the ceiling here, Chris, and so are you.
Yeah, they are. I've got to say, Kieran Tierney there, I think he's got to do better when he's passing it back to, you know, he's under a little bit of pressure. There's no contact to him at all. There's a little clip of the heel after he's made a terrible pass. It's not a free kick. You know, he has to do better.
McTominay's shot in off Schär to give Scotland the lead, but it's Shaqiri's corner, headed away by McTominay. Up to the edge of the penalty area, Rodriguez on the volley, hits it wide. It was a bouncing effort. Gunn, I think, had it covered, and the Scotland fans, big ironic cheers as that flies wide of goal. 1-0 Scotland lead.
Well, it's a difficult one for Rodriguez to come on to take there. You know, the technique was excellent, but the ball just wouldn't come down. He just tried to kind of lace it through. There was not a lot of pace on the ball. I think Angus Gunn would have been comfortable if it was on target. But like you say, that it's a threat, you know, and unforced again. Do not give away silly corners.
No Scotland, no party. They've brought the colour and the excitement to Euro 2024 off the field, and now on the field the team have finally turned up. Beaten 5-1 in Munich on the opening night. This is a different Scotland altogether. John McGinn told us that would be the case, and so it's proven so far. In the 17th minute they lead 1-0. Tierney gets across in front of Ndoye, and it's a roll back pass by Hanley to Gunn, just gesturing to Gunn to calm things down there, Hanley, and that's exactly the sort of leadership that Scotland need.
Well, I'm just looking down now. Steve Clark's having a word with Che Adams. You know, Anthony Ralston, in fairness to him, he's won every aerial duel as well, but Che Adams coming to do the same job. You know, if he's having joy there, then that's what it is. You make sure that you're gambling off the back of Ralston, winning that header every single time.
Yes, UEFA, for confirmation, have given it as a Schär own goal, almost unbelievably. I don't know whether that would have been the case in the Premier League, for example, but Scott McTominay certainly played his part with the shot. Switzerland have worked the ball wide to the left wing position, near side. Still a long way to go in the game. Vargas has got Ralston backing off him. Vargas delivers, and it takes a deflection and spirals into the side netting. Very tight angle. Switzerland have their third corner of the game. Scotland have dealt with the first two well, though, Chris.
Yeah, Anthony Ralston done very, very well there. Vargas is coming to him, a little bit of trickery, moves the ball, and he makes a timely challenge inside the box. Just get a little bit tighter, try and keep him outside the box, force him down the line.
Here it comes from Vargas. It'll be right-footed and in-swing into the 6-yard box, headed away only as far as Freuler on the edge of the penalty area, and now the referee stopped the game. Two players went down, clash of heads, a Schär and I think Ralston at the near post. And now here come the two physios onto the field to try and sort things out, and the game has certainly been stopped. And in fact it's Grant Hanley who has gone down with Cher, and Scotland and Switzerland will get the physios onto the pitch. It's 1-0 to the Scots. Wow, Chris Iwelumo, what have you made of the first 18 minutes?
Yeah, it's been outstanding, isn't it? Intense there. Now I'm looking at that. It's Ralston that he's come up. Jack Henry's headed the ball. There's a coming together, and Ralston's came down on his back as well as taking a bit of a head collision there as well. But you can see that's just knocked all the wind out of him there. But he needs to gather himself and get up. He started well. He needs to keep it up.
Yes, it was Ralston, my first guess, and he's sitting up now, and so too is Fabian Cher. Scotland fans have been dancing in the build-up, they're dancing in the stands, and maybe they'll be dancing in Cologne in the city centre at the end of the game with Chris Iwelumo. And Shabana Hearn is right behind the goal where that incident happened. You're only a couple of feet away. Shaban looked like a nasty collision, but Anthony Ralston, is he okay?
Yeah, McTominay going up for another header. Him, Ralston and Fabian Cher, all kind of a clash of heads. Both of them ended up on top of each other, Ralston and Fabian Cher. As you can see, Fabian Cher now got tissue paper in his nose. Ralston's had a sip of water, a wee look at from the physios, and he's back up and on his way. So all looks good here.
Thanks, Shaban. Right behind Shaban are tens of thousands of jubilant Scots and dozens of saltires, blue and white. They've travelled from all around the country here to Germany, and Scotland leads Switzerland by 1-0. And by the way, as Scotland's top scorer in the history of the European Championships for them, own goal. That's 2 own goals now in Scotland's history at the European Championships, if you include the one by Cher tonight. And behind that, a succession of players, 5 in all, who've each got 1. Scotland don't care how it's gone in. Here is Jacques on the halfway line. And both teams temporarily down to 10 after that clash between Cher and Ralston, and they're just waiting to come back on. Scotland having to defend here inside their own half of the field. Switzerland have possession with Xhaka, who streaks out to the near side of the left and finds Vargas. Vargas back in field to Arbisher. Little triangular pass involving those two and Xhaka. Now it's back towards the halfway line where Akanji is waiting, and Scotland is set up with everybody behind the ball as both Ralston and Cher come back onto the field. Big cheer from the Scotland fans away to our left.
So that was excellent from Scotland without the ball there. You had Che Adams go, John McGinn go, and then Billy Gilmour was even advanced because Freuler it got into that deep position to try and receive the ball off the defensive unit there, and that's the intelligence of Billy Gilmour. Where's the danger? Doesn't matter how advanced Freuler goes, he'll go all the way. Different class.
Here is Freuler, just over halfway, inside Scotland territory. 10-yard ball up to Shaqiri, then back out wide to Vidmer. Vidmer finds Shaqiri again, looking for the overlapping run of Vidmer. Vidmer's got to it down by the dead ball line, but sliding in there is Andy Robertson at the expense of another Swiss corner. And actually Switzerland, in the 22nd minute now, have responded well to going a goal down in the 13th.
Yeah, they have. I think reacted well. I think keeping the ball a little bit more and getting a little bit of joy, but it's in that middle third, Joe. I think the defensive unit of Scotland is compact, and that's where they're getting a little bit of Vidmer there. They showed some great pace. Andy Robertson all the way, and it was a very timely challenge, excellent challenge, but far too many corners getting given away at the minute.
Angus Gunn not tested yet. Shaqiri is in swinging delivery, thumping header away by Hanley, high up into the bright evening sky, then nodded back into the penalty area by Freuler, hooked away by Andy Robertson downfield. And it actually was from a Swiss corner that Scotland counter-attacked, and ultimately that led to the goal that separates the two teams. Live on Talk Sport, Scotland's dreams of reaching the knockout stages of a major tournament for the very first time. It will all sit on what happens in the next couple of games. Freuler looked offside in the right wing position. McTominay had to come across. Flagger stayed down. Good composure by McTominay to find Gilmour, and then McTominay again steers it to the left back position, and Andy Robertson. Where was this Scotland on the opening night? And Robertson has darted up the left hand side, is beyond 2 in white. Eventually Akanji comes across, puts a stop to his run. The Scots are inspired here in Cologne, leading 1-0.
Yeah, they are. Excellent work from Andy Robertson there. I just think Callum McGregor, can he come inside? He's standing, he's wanting the ball, but as soon as Robertson can't find you, then move out the way. if anything, take the man away and allow that space for Robertson to go and drive towards.
And the Swiss have got possession back again, all in white. Xhaka rolls the ball neatly back to Freuler, who slows the game down. Now Arbischer, who scored an excellent goal against Hungary in their opening group game. Remember, the Swiss beat Hungary 3-1. And they were 2-0 up at half-time. Were Switzerland. Very good first half indeed. Hungary's hopes look pretty much over after their second defeat in as many games to Germany earlier today, live on TalkSport. Good way to pass down the inside right as Widmer tries to pull the ball back for Switzerland from the right-hand edge of the penalty area, but the flag is up anyway. Hanley was there to sweep it away, and so far, so good for the Tartan Army. They protected Angus Gunn well, Chris.
No, they have. I think a very high and, I've got to say, organised defensive line there. Andy Robertson's dropping all the way. He is offside. I just want in that moment, Grant Hanley not just to put the foot through it, because he can just set it for Kieran Tierney. Be brave, be composed, don't give another corner or a throw in the attacking third to Switzerland. That's when you're a little bit of communication. If it's coming from Angus Gunn, if it's coming from Tierney himself, just say, here, just set me, let's keep possession, there's no one near you.
Well, it's not been perfect, but it's been much more like the Scotland that we saw, particularly in that early qualifying passage where they were so good defensively as well. And they're desperate to try and restrict the Swiss tonight. Now McTominay's gone down holding his head midway inside the Switzerland half, and for the second time in the game the referee has stopped it, and I think the Scotland physios may be called on here. They're trying to help McTominay up to his feet and still haven't run onto the pitch, the physios, just yet. Well, McTominay's gone down holding his head, so really they should get the physios on. It's the referee's job to call them on, but he hasn't done it.
This Fabian Schär, he's come through. It's a fantastic defensive header. Scott McTominay's been getting a lot of joy winning those aerial duels, so I think Schär's just thought, not this one, and it's an excellent header from the defender.
If you're listening to us on TalkSport, make sure you go to talksport.com at the same time. We've got our live blog for every England and Scotland game. Every game at Euro 2024 is live across the network, including England against Denmark tomorrow night. Here is Schär, whose own goal has Scotland in front. Little 1-2 between Schär and Shaqiri, just shy of the halfway line. Schär has to turn, rolls the ball back to goalkeeper Sommer. Not seen much of Che Adams tonight for Scotland, but it doesn't really matter all that much so far. Rodriguez over halfway, hair in a ponytail, he gives it away to Hanley. Poor pass, Owen Ralston with a dreadful back pass. Shaqiri sees he's on it. Oh my goodness me! That is a finish of pure quality and class. An amazing strike by Shaqiri. Dreadful error from Anthony Ralston. He rolled it straight into his path. Shaqiri still had a lot to do, and my, how well he did it. Scotland's bubble has been burst here by a wonder strike from Shaqiri, but my, Ralston will hang his head. Scotland won, Switzerland won.
It's an excellent goal, isn't it? Yeah, he had a lot to do. Wow, I'm looking at it again. He's it's on his left. He just bends it into that top left-hand corner from a tight angle as well. It's a fantastic strike under no pressure whatsoever there. Scotland, Billy Gilmour kept possession. It goes to Ralston. He plays it back first time. I don't know who he was playing it to, because it was behind Jack Kemeny, behind Grant Hanley, and Shaqiri was onto it like a flash. But what a finish that is! And Angus Gunn has no chance. That is right postage stamp, top left-hand corner.
Picture book from Shaqiri. Another exceptional goal at Euro 2024. First time left-footed, sent it bending into the top corner. And Switzerland, remember, if they were to win tonight, they'd go through to the knockouts, and their hopes of doing so are restored. They're back on level terms, and Scotland have given it away again. Straight from the kickoff, Vargas has got it in front of the Scotland dugout. Steve Clarke out to the edge of his technical area to applaud, trying to cajole Anthony Ralston, who really struggled last Friday night against Germany. And that was, even despite the finish from Shaqiri, a desperately poor back pass. He didn't look, did he, Chris?
No, he didn't look. It was a blind pass, and it didn't even have to go there. Just give it back to Gilmour, or give it to Jack Henry, and then make your angle again. But at the minute, the Swiss have reacted very well, and like I say, take a complete foothold in this game.
Scotland under real pressure now all of a sudden. 1-1, 27 and a half minutes into the first half. And Arbischer will take a throw for Switzerland, midway inside Scotland territory. Very experienced, this Switzerland team In fact, it's their oldest ever starting 11 in a European Championships. 30 years, 119 days the average age. Vargas approaches the corner of the penalty area, then lays it back out wide to Rodriguez. It's a great cross. It'll fall for Vidmer. Back post shoots. Rifles it over the top. Let off for Scotland.
Yeah, it's a big let off. I've got to say, at the back post there, you know, when he's got that space, Vidmar. I'm surprised he's not worked Angus Gunn there. Got a lot of time. Just go back across goal. That's where all the bodies are. Make it very, very difficult that if Angus Gunn does get a strong hand to it, it's going back into the danger area. So it's a big let off. Far too much space at that back area.
Well, there was a lot of talk, wasn't there, Chris, before the game from a Switzerland perspective. Why drop Dua, who scored his first international goal on match day one, brought Shaqiri in. Shaqiri's been playing in the MLS with Chicago Fire, but he's got that tremendous experience, and he's always had such potent quality as he showed there.
Yeah, he was onto it like a flash, but then to finish it the way he did, it was outstanding. You know, I've seen that time and time again with him in a Stoke City shot. You know, he's a fantastic talent.
Fifth goal at a European Championship for Xherdan Shaqiri in just 10 appearances. Now then, Arbisher for Switzerland gives it back to Xhaka. There was a late challenge there by Adams, who caught Arbisher. That has the Swiss head coach Murat Yakin, a former player, arms outstretched on the near side touchline. Not happy with the challenge. It was a late challenge from Che Adams, who's had hardly anything to thrive off in the football that he's played across the tournament so far. Maybe there was a bit of frustration in that challenge, Chris.
Yeah, he's fortunate not to get a yellow card there. You know, I thought he got some sort of contact to the ball, but I've just seen it on the monitor.
Great ball into the area where Vargas is waiting to pull it back. It's blocked opposite aim towards Ndoye. Good sliding intervention by Grant Hanley at the near post to turn it away. Switzerland the better side at the moment. 1-1 is the score. Ralston in the right wing back position, and then he goes cross field, right to left. That's a confidence boosting ball from the Celtic man, making only his 11th Scotland appearance tonight. Right to left to find Kieran Tierney, who's the left-sided centre half. For the first time really in the game tonight, the Scotland fans' enthusiasm has dampened a little bit. Robertson, the captain, infield, and back to Handley midway inside his own half. They dare not lose tonight. Remember Scotland, because even though they would still, even if they were to be beaten, potentially be able to qualify as one of the 4 best third place teams. That would be unlikely given Scotland's goal difference, and given that the maximum they'd be able to take would be 3 points. Anyway, that's all moot at the moment because it's 1-1, and Billy Gilmour trying to skip down the right, tripped by Rodriguez, yellow card, foul on the halfway line.
Well, I've got to say it's excellent play. That's Ralston, Billy Gilmour, Che Adams all linking up there. I tell you what, he's lucky there. I've got to say, I thought Rodriguez, he made more of a contact. It was just a slight touch on the calf, so I think unlucky to get a yellow card, in fairness.
Steve Clarke just having a quick word with Jack Hendry in front of the Scotland dugout, which is painted blue and white, the colours of the Saltire. Hendry rolls the ball forward and he'll take the free kick from the halfway line, Chris.
But it was right what Scotland were doing there. Yeah, they weren't really advancing, but that defensive unit were just keeping possession of the ball. Always had an option of Billy Gilmour and Callum McGregor to bounce it off, and then all of a sudden, where was the space down this right hand side? Che Adams does his job, Billy Gilmour's up there supporting. That's exactly what you want.
Free kick's hoisted high towards John McGinn. Looked like a shove in the back from Fabian Schär. Referee, if he did see it, wasn't interested at all. Xhaka rolls it back to goalkeeper Sommer for Switzerland, and now Akanji out to the right, and Schär forward ball 20 yards, lovely flick by Shaqiri, facing his own goal into the path of his teammate Arbisher, and now one touch play from Ndoye to find Vargas, racing up to the edge of the penalty area, back out wide to Ndoye, angle tight, skips in field and shoots. Great save, Gunn. Best moment of the tournament so far for the Scotland goalkeeper after a delightful flowing Swiss move back to front. Ndoye thought he'd found the top corner, but Gunn denied him with a sprawling save.
Well, it's different class from Switzerland there, the link-up play between Ndoye and Vargas. Ndoye's just dropped in on his right, he's sold Jack Henry, and I've got to say it's an excellent save from Angus Gunn. He's just trying to find it, that back post area, just trying to bend it in, good, strong, 2 hands to it as well from Angus Gunn, much better.
1-1, Scotland clinging on a little bit here. Switzerland's 5th corner of the opening half in the 33rd minute. Shaqiri in towards the near post, headed away, it was really fizzed in, knocked away by Gilmour, back in by Manuel Akanji, and Ndoye's beaten, Gunn to it, and it's in! But the flag is up on the far side of the field, and and the Scotland fans will cheer. And Doy took it round the goalkeeper, but the celebrations were very short-lived. He put it in the net, and VAR will check it.
Well, I never thought he was offside. But I'm looking at it now. Yeah, he is. Oh my goodness, it's close as well on the monitor. But he is just a head and shoulders, isn't it? And I tell you what, Angus Gunn was in no man's land there. You know, you either got to come out, make sure you take the ball and everything else, but it was miles off, it wasn't it? It's nowhere near.
VAR still to confirm that he was definitely offside. It was very close against Dan and Doy, but Scotland are going to restart play. No goal, it stays 1-1 on Euro Game Day Live on TalkSport, presented by Carling, the UK's #1 lager, 18+. Please drink responsibly. So Scotland fans can breathe a big sigh of relief. Started the game brilliantly, took the lead through the own goal from Cher. Oh, and then the back header from Switzerland towards Adams, only half away. It'll drop down to Gilmour on the edge of the D. No foul given by the referee. Did look like it might have been a foul on Gilmour. He's saying he had his shirt tucked.
Well, I'm looking at it and I thought he was in good control. Granit Xhaka it is. You know what's it? Yes, it's a free kick. There's a little hand on the shoulder. He's made the most of it. In fairness, it would be a soft one, but like you say, I think he's in control of the ball there, Billy Gilmour.
Hanley for Scotland, midway inside his own half of the field. Back to Gunn. And he's going to clatter the ball high downfield. It's hoisted up towards McGinn, inside left channel. McGinn can't bring it under control. Not seen a lot of John McGinn even tonight, Chris, I have to say. 34 minutes into the game?
Well, he's pulling on to Fabian Schär there. It was an excellent ball from Angus Gunn. I just want him to stay on his feet, just try and hold him off, but you know what, get the ball under control. He's trying to lean in. Fabian Schär's too good for that. He steps away from him and he's fallen his backside there, so just try and be strong, but keep control of the ball there, John McGinn.
Scotland 1, Switzerland 1. Switzerland have dominated possession since the Scotland goal. 70% of the ball for the team in white. And usually all in white tonight, Switzerland. Here is McGinn on the halfway line. Scotland playing from left to right. McTominay's poked it out to the far side, the left, but he can't find Andy Robertson. And you can see the tournament's experience starting to come to the fore for Switzerland after actually quite a sluggish start from them, you have to say.
Yeah, it was. You know, and then all of a sudden they've reacted well, controlling the game with the ball. You know, patient with it. They're not forcing the issue. You know, they have that identity, don't they? But they've always got options going forward. They're linking up very, very well. Scotland have to be very, very concentrated with them without the ball. But you know, I think Scotland have forced the issue there and gave the ball away. Scott McTominay and John McGinn. You don't have to go forward. Give it back to Callum McGregor. He's in loads of space. Can he drive himself into that space in front of him and commit a Swiss player, and then that creates space for others?
All things considered, it's been much improved from Scotland. They've been more than competitive tonight. Brilliant finish from Shaqiri for the equaliser, but what a mistake by Ralston in the build-up. Here is Ralston, 10 yards into the Switzerland half, hugging the near side right touchline. He backpedals and falls over as he steers the ball square and infield into the feet of Gilmour. Gilmour's little touch, he's been a steadying influence, Gilmour. Scotland look to have a much better overall shape and balance with him in the team. McTominay is being allowed to get a little further forward, and McTominay rolls the ball back to the halfway line where Tierney's waiting. Now McGregor, centre circle. T-shirt weather in Cologne. We had storms here last night as Callum McGregor nearly gives the ball away on the halfway line. Arbisher looks up, thinks he's fouled. In fact, Shaqiri it is, but the referee just shakes his head. Scotland keep possession, and I wonder for Scotland, is it about building blocks and getting to half-time at 1-1, particularly given how they began the tournament? 8.5 minutes of normal time remaining in the first half, and it's 1-1. Adams has slipped, but he's regained it back off Rodriguez, lays it square to Scott McTominay. Oh, McTominay treads on the ball on the edge of the D, but nonetheless the referee's pulled it back for an earlier foul on Adams, and it's a Scotland free kick, right of centre, way right of centre in fairness, and about 30 or so, 35 yards out, too far away I think for a shot, but it will allow them to get the centre half forward. Big Chris Iwelumo alongside him.
Yeah, exactly, and it's much better from Che Adams there. You know, I think he's went and made a nothing ball something, got possession of Rodriguez, and to be fair, I thought it was very fortunate that the referee gave us something there, but it was a strong challenge from Rodriguez as well. He's already on a yellow card as well. Came in very late on Che Adams after he released the ball to McTominay. But this is an opportunity, like you say, John. You know, we've got good, aggressive players that can go and win those aerial duels. Just put it right on the money.
Tierney, Hendry, Hanley, Gilmore, McGinn, Adams all forward here. Scott McTominay standing over it. Scott McTominay to dink it in. Headed up to the far post. Hanley back across goal. Gathered by Zoma. There was a foul on Vidmer. Free kick to Switzerland. Stays 1-1.
Yeah, Grant Hanley, there's no reason for him to put the hands on Vidmer there. I think Jack Henry's put it to the back post. Just be confident in your own ability. You know, if it's going to be an aerial duel, my money's on Grant Hanley there. So
Scotland to win it back high up the pitch. And Gilmore quickly squares, shuffles it infield to McGregor. They have slowed the momentum a bit with that McGregor ball out to the left, and Robertson has to go back to the halfway line where Hanley's waiting. And it's given away by Gilmore. Just a couple of cheap giveaways every now and then, almost inexplicable from Scotland's perspective. That was really what led to the Switzerland equaliser. Finished in some style by Xherdan Shaqiri. Packed tonight at the Cologne Stadium, 47,000. I think the majority of Scotland fans. And Switzerland needlessly concede a throw of their own. Xhaka's knocked it out of play. Scotland throw, level with the edge of the 18-yard box, far side their left.
Well, it's brilliant from Scotland, you know, just a patient build-up, allowing that defensive line to get up, and then it makes it difficult for Switzerland when they're in possession. And Scotland are in the right position to go and have that high press and forcing the issue of regaining possession. That's what it's all about.
Hoisted down the inside right channel by Hendry, chested down neatly by Adams. Back to goal, the Southampton man lays it off to Anthony Ralston on the underlap. He's over, hit the cross by some margin, but it's fortunately dropped to Robertson down by the opposite corner flag, the far side to left. Back infield to Tierney. Scotland still on the attack. 1-1 on TalkSport in the 40th minute here. Good possession for Scotland. The Swiss with all 10 in white back behind the ball. Now possession's taken up by McGregor. Out to the left-hand side, Tierney. Further wide, Robertson hugging the touchline. Back infield to Scott McTominay. They've got to move the ball a little quicker here, Scotland, in this sort of position, I think. Hendry to the near side, and Ralston, who's backing off, and has to roll the ball over the halfway line back into Scotland territory again.
Yeah, but you're right. They have to move the ball quicker. Scott McTominay's dropping behind the defence, the midfield line to regain the ball. Get yourself in the box. Andy Robertson, Kieran Tierney down that left-hand side at that moment there. So, you know, they want a target in the box to hit.
Tierney, left of centre, drives a high ball downfield. It could be excellent, this for Robertson. It's bounced on the edge of the penalty area. Akanji has to nod it behind. What a ball out of defence. Travelled 60, 70 yards, that pass from Tierney upfield. And Akanji facing his own goal, nods it behind for Scotland's third corner of the night, 1-1.
Yeah, it was excellent from Andy Robertson. You've seen him go, you know, just over the halfway line. Fantastic ball from Tierney, at racing behind him. Like you say, you know, Akanji came, seen the danger, had to do his job defensively there. It was excellent defending.
Tierney and Adams lurking. In fact, Gilmore's got in front of the goalkeeper. McTominay will deliver in swinging, right-footed to the back post. Adams is there, tried to turn it in on the volley, gathered by the goalkeeper. Adams' arms outstretched, is appealing for something. Rodriguez was the player back with him, and Arbisher lurking as well. The Swiss have got it away, and the chance is gone for Scotland, and now they have to defend as Freuler travels over halfway. He's carried the ball up towards the corner of the Scotland penalty area. Vidmer delivers, good cross, just over the head of Ndoye. Will be brought down by Ralston, right on his own dead ball line, and Ralston, with the aid of a deflection, clears upfield. No foul, Arbisher on Adams. Referee said play on again. Now they've switched it to the left, the Swiss, and Shaqiri. Back out wide is Ndoye. Ndoye meandering into the penalty area, then shaping to cut in field. This is a dangerous moment, and the shot-driven goal is by Xhaka, punched away by the diving gun. It's come back out wide to the far side. Fabian Schär crosses. There was an attempt at a bicycle kick in there from one of the Swiss players. I think it was Vargas, but he didn't make contact, and now the ball is back out on the Swiss left, the Scotland right. Billy Gilmore makes a robust challenge. Switzerland throw, very close to the Scotland dugout. It's still 1-1.
Well, I need more from Ralston. You know, Ndoye is out in this left flank, and he's just backing. He's backing. He's about 10 yards away from it in the 18-yard box, allowing him to advance.
And Ndoye is advancing now, one-on-one with Hendry, who's backing off. Ndoye quick feet into the area, threw himself to ground, looking for a penalty. No way. Cleared away by Scotland.
Isn't that a yellow card then? No, I don't understand it. There's no way he's trying to run into the player. He's looking for it. The referee's perfectly positioned.
And Vargas looked offside down the left. He is. Scotland 1, Switzerland 1. Let's go back to our Scotland reporter Shabana Hearn, who's watching just behind Angus Gunn's right hand post at the moment. Perfect view for Shaban. What's it like behind the goal at the Tartan Army end?
Well, I can say it's heart and mouth stuff just behind the goal when the Swiss are in the final third and in the box here. I can say that this is a better performance from Friday. Almost feels like night and day. Good to see some of the key players like McTominay and Robertson step up too. Tartan Army still pumped. Hopefully we can get another goal, guys.
Well, fingers crossed for Scotland. It's still 1-1. A draw would be okay for Scotland. It would keep them in realistic contention of qualifying, as Dannon Doy has beaten two defenders to it inside the centre circle, but as he tried to put it beyond Hanley, he way overhit it, and it's gone all the way through to Angus Gunn. With Euro Game Day live on TalkSport, presented by Burger King. Bring home the ultimate food satisfaction. Get your favourites delivered now. Here's Chris O'Wellham.
So strong and Doy, isn't he, with the ball? He just brushed off Kieran Tierney with the challenge, and then Grant Hanley as well, as aggressive as he is. Again, he got round him, but then the ball was too advanced, straight into Gunn there. A little bit of a let-off, but it just shows you the physicality of Ndoye.
You always appreciate the physical battle, Chris.
Love it.
That's what it's all about. But in fairness, it's been more than that from Scotland tonight. There's been a guile about their play that just wasn't. I mean, they could look like they could barely complete a pass in the first half against Germany.
No, it's been much better all round. You know, I think that the second balls as well, aerial duels winning, but again, there's been some fantastic passages of play from Scotland as well. And I think Callum McGregor and Billy Gilmour seeing a lot of the ball, always there to receive it off that defensive unit, which is a must. It's a must. If you want to get up and play, you want to try and play through the thirds. They are so important.
Here is Robertson, left wing back position for Scotland. Infield it goes to Tierney. We're into the last 30 seconds of normal time at the end of the first half. Live on TalkSport with more Euro 2024 commentaries coming tomorrow, including Denmark against England at 5 o'clock, followed by Spain against Italy. Both those live on TalkSport. Chris and I will be watching Netherlands against France on Friday with Emmanuel Petit, the French international legend, part of our commentary team. High ball downfield by Gunn, easily cleared by Cher, and he gets the cushion header back from McCangie and rolls it back to the feet of Sommer. 3 added minutes at the end of the first half here in Cologne. And the skies are darkening a little overhead, the floodlights becoming more prominent now. Hendry in a battle on the near side with Vargas. Big drop to the near side touchline where we are. And got a good view of that clear shove in the back from Vargas on Hendry. And overall, you have to say Scotland must be happy with this first half, Chris, on balance.
Well, they've reacted, to the equalising goal as well. They've got the ball down, they've advanced, playing some nice football as well. A threat down both flanks. I've got to say Andy Robertson down that left-hand side, and it's Che Adams, and Ralston's doing his job as well. I just want him to be a little bit more aggressive, but I guess if Andy Robertson is advanced, then he's got to be half and half Ralston and have that defensive responsibility as well.
Hendry's going to pump the free kick high towards the edge of the penalty area, flicked on by McGinn, but it's cleverly brought down by Widmer, who then sends a high ball flying over halfway, and Doy and Tierney tussling, and Doy looks to the referee, who I think has refereed the game very well so far, Ivan Krujliak of Slovakia, and he lets play continue again. Sensible. Robertson on the halfway line, they were both at it. Over a minute of the 3 added has been played here. Scotland just don't want any silly mistakes before the end of the half. Ralston, who has made one tonight to give Switzerland an equaliser. When I say gift, Shaqiri finished it in the most remarkable fashion, but he has been fouled after drifting infield, and Scotland take the free kick quickly out to their left. 1-1. Now Tierney, walking pace here, and I think it's almost as though both sides are content with holding on to what they have at the end of the first half, Chris. They're both just sitting off each other now, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. I think that front five of Switzerland, they don't just go in ones and twos, they go together. But when they have win, Scotland have been able to play through them.
High ball over the top from Tierney again, that inside left channel. They're looking to Robertson every single time. Robertson really bombing on. But that is an outlet for Scotland. most of their attacks have come down the left side as Sommer missed kicks. The goalkeeper slices the ball out of play. Not had anything to do but pick the ball out the back of his net. Sommer to an incredible Scotland cheer. 30 seconds of first half added time to go. Scotland 1, Switzerland 1. Hanley now, long diagonal ball, angled out towards the near side, way over hit, nowhere near finding Ralston. Referee's had a quick look at his watch. Still about 20 seconds left. I make it in our commentary position here, live inside the stadium in Western Germany. Have a look at the watch for referee Kruzliak, and Switzerland are hardly in a rush to take this throw. Will be taken eventually by Ricardo Rodriguez, the number 13, who's on a yellow card, and that is the end of a dramatic first half. Well, the Scots have brought the atmosphere again from Flower of Scotland before the game to the most almighty roar when after 13 minutes they took the lead. Scott McTominay's effort looked goal-bound, turned into his own net by Fabian Schär for what has been given as an own goal. The Tartan Army were really dreaming at that point, but after 26 minutes, Switzerland were level. A bad back pass from Anthony Ralston, seized upon by Xherdan Shaqiri in fabulous style to whip it beyond gun into the top corner. Shaqiri, the only player to score in all of the last 3 European Championships and at the last 3 World Cups as well. Remarkable record that he has. Gunn has made a good save to deny Switzerland's Dan and Doy. A little bit of nervousness for the Tartan Army now, but at least they are still very much in contention. At the break, Scotland 1, Switzerland 1. And it could end up even more than that for Scotland, who knows? Playing towards the Tartan Army in the second half. No changes at half-time, and we're back underway on TalkSport. Beneath the lights now, the dark skies of Cologne. Scotland from right to left, all in dark blue with a yellow trim. Gunn in goal, Hendry, Hanley and Tierney are the defenders, Ralston and Robertson the wing-backs, Gilmour and McGregor the 2 deepest in midfield, McTominay and McGinn up in support of Che Adams up front. And for the Swiss, all in white and playing from left to right towards the end that houses their supporters in red, as Widmer wins an early corner at the start of the second half for them. They have Sommer in goal, Schär, Akanji and Rodriguez, Widmer and Vargas the wing-backs, Freuler and Xhaka, and then Arbisher, Shaqiri, who scored a wonderful equaliser, and Doy the front 3. And it is Shaqiri who'll take an in-swinging corner, left-footed on this near side to right as we look at it. Shaqiri puts one arm up into the air. There's early danger for Scotland here, into the 6-yard box, headed away by McTominay. It's come back out wide to Vargas. Vargas delivers, and it careers off the back of Callum McGregor and behind for another Switzerland corner. Scotland 1, Switzerland 1. Shaqiri's trotted across to place the ball down again. That one with the left foot. Schär is forward for Switzerland here. Widmer's lurking as well. They've taken the corner short to Vargas. Now in the corner of the penalty area is Freuler. Back out wide to Shaqiri. Dangerous ball in. Loops off the head of Jack Hendry. And there won't be another Switzerland corner. The flag is up, much to the relief and delight of Chris Iwelumo alongside.
It's an excellent defensive line though. As soon as Shaqiri takes that corner shot, it's stepped up, and like you say, that is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. You go in and affect it. There's 3 players out to try and get near the Swiss 3. As soon as that ball comes in from Shaqiri, the defensive line's out by the penalty spot, and there's 2 Swiss players offside there. Excellent defending.
When Chris and I arrived at the stadium earlier on, and Hugh was filming this, Chris did a little jog up towards the edge of the pitch earlier, as though he was about to come on and play, and he has played here before. It's that kind of night, isn't it?
It's fantastic.
As a former player, you just want to be on the field.
No, exactly. You know, this place brings many memories. We had our stadium Aachen wasn't up to the UEFA spec, so this is what we called home when we played all the Europa League games here. So yeah, it's some fantastic memories.
Chris Iwelumo with us for commentary. On a day when Germany have confirmed their passage through to the knockout stages of Euro 2024, the first team to do so after beating Hungary by 2-0, and there was a dramatic draw, 2-2, in the game involving Croatia and Albania, an injury time equaliser for Albania, live on TalkSport 2 earlier on. All of the games live on the network. Just download our app to be across everything. It's free and easy to download, and of course it won't be too long before the return of the Premier League in August. Good turn by McGinn, looking to dart in field and wriggle away from Cher. He's being dragged back by Cher. The referee had a long look at it and then eventually points for a Scotland free kick, left of centre, 35 yards out. First chance for the Scots to threaten in the second half, 1-1.
Yeah, it's brilliant from Scotland there. You know, Andy Robertson into the feet of John McGinn, and he has his rolled his man. It's both of them are at it, but the strength, it's definitely a free kick Scotland's way. I'm surprised Cher's even said anything to the referee, but these are moments now. But can you put it right in the money in the box? Great defensive line from Switzerland at the minute, but it will drop.
Euro Sports Bar, once we're done tonight in Cologne. 03717 223344 Scotland fans to have your say. Robertson to float in the free kick, poor, headed away, didn't beat the first man. Robertson then back to the halfway line where Tierney's waiting in the centre circle to roll it back to Gunn. All in lime green. Robertson's calling for it again from Gunn, high on the diagonal. It's sweeping from right towards this near side, the left. Good flick by Adams into the path of Robertson. He tried to take it in his stride. He's gone down under the challenge of Freuler, who's suggesting that it was a dive from Andy Robertson on the left-hand edge of the penalty area. No, says the referee. Throw to Scotland, level with the edge of the Switzerland box. It's 1-1 on a night where Scotland really can't realistically afford to lose. My, how they'd love to win it.
Well, I'm looking at that on the monitor there, Joe. You know, I think Che Adams does excellently well to win the little flick. Andy Robertson takes it in. The ball goes one side of Freuler, Andy Robertson goes the other. He puts an arm across the chest of Andy Robertson just to slow him.
Long throw from Tierney, headed away by Kanji. It'll drop down to Hanley, who nods it back into the penalty area. Further away by Cher for Switzerland, who's retreating, and he's cleared only half away. And Kanji with a header, messy defending from Switzerland inside their own penalty area. Eventually Gilmour takes up possession with authority. The referee's actually stopped the game here because Kanji's gone down and has stayed down, just as Scotland looked like they were really on the attack. The Tartan army behind the goal, filling two tiers behind the goal, much of the stand opposite us as well, and there are lots of Scotland fans immediately to our left not happy with the decision to stop the game. But it was an awkward landing, a nasty landing on his elbow there for Kanji. Might have hurt his shoulder, Chris.
Yeah, he's definitely holding his shoulder there, but I'm in shock that the referee has stopped it when Andy Robertson is linking up with
yellow card from McTominay.
Well, I don't understand it. You know, I think Andy Robertson, little one round the corner, I think it was to McGinn it was, and he stopped it. He stopped it because Kanji's down. It's not even a head injury, it's a shoulder.
Well, I wonder if McTominay has been booked because the new regulations say that only the captain can appeal and complain to the referee, so maybe that's why. Scotland have got a drop ball. Kanji back on his feet. Robertson back to Hanley. He'll drive it long from the edge of the area. High towards Ralston at the back post. Didn't win the header. Away from Arbisher, and it's a goal kick. Scotland 1, Switzerland 1. An own goal from Cher put Scotland in front. Shaqiri with a fine equaliser after Ralston's mistake, and we're 6 minutes into the second half on TalkSport.
It's a fantastic opportunity that there. It's not a bad ball from Grant Hanley. Big switch of play onto Ralston, who's pulling onto the wing, the opposite wing back. He's got to win that. He's got to read the flight of the ball. Just keep it alive.
Scotland's next game is against Hungary in Stuttgart on Sunday. That could really prove decisive. Well, it will prove decisive ultimately, and we'll bring you that live and in full on TalkSport this weekend. England against Denmark tomorrow, 5 o'clock, live in Frankfurt with your TalkSport commentary team. Driven downfield by Hendry for Scotland, chested down by McTominay. The Scots have started the second half, I think, the better of the two teams. Gilmour's midway inside Switzerland territory, having a lot of possession now, Scotland. Tierney, left edge of the centre circle. Memories of the opening game have been forgotten now. Robertson driving down the Scotland left, trying to tear beyond Vidmer. Vidmer did well to track him all the way. Deflection off the Swiss defender, out of play, Scotland throw. Taken by Robertson, hurls it back 20 yards into the path of Tierney. 1-2 between Tierney and McGregor. And now Hanley on the halfway line. Scotland looking relatively confident in the game at the moment. Oh, Hendry's been closed down by Vargas, and he very nearly gave the ball away. And Scotland have just got to be careful to avoid any defensive errors, and that's why, Chris, it's on a bit of a knife edge, isn't it? Because if Scotland are beaten tonight, realistically, even third place qualification to the knockouts is going to be just so difficult and probably beyond them.
Yeah, I've got to agree. I think that's why the concentration levels have got to be through the roof there. You're looking at Jack Henry in possession, just has to move the ball a little bit quicker. Don't take any chances. Switzerland were just setting the traps there and advancing, so you just got to be better. And let's say Billy Gilmour and Callum McGregor are always the option. They're always on, no matter how tight. They want the ball.
This is Euro Game Day Live on Talk Sport, presented by Carling, the UK's #1 lager, 18 plus. Please drink responsibly. Ball out of defence by McGregor, the number 8 for Scotland. Long sleeve dark blue shirt. McTominay dropping deep into the left wing back position here. Robertson has bombed on upfield again. Poor ball out of play by Gilmour though. In the central position midway inside his own half. Not as tidy as he so often is, the Brighton man. And actually, it's just his second start at a major tournament. He did start at Euro 2020 against England at Wembley. Kanji for Switzerland has rolled the ball out to the halfway line. The near side the right and Vidmer. Little glance on by Shaqiri. Chested down by Freuler. Back in field by Ndoye to Shaqiri. Out wide to Freuler again. Nice one-touch play from Switzerland, but there's no great threat to the Scotland goal. All of this happening in and around the halfway line. And actually, Chris, neither goalkeepers had actually a great deal to do. There was a good save by Gunn to deny Ndoye, but precious little in terms of shots on target in the game.
Yeah, there is. It's all this battles in the middle of the pitch, isn't it, in possession. I've got to say, I think both teams are guilty of not putting the ball in the danger area when they've had opportunity to do so.
Quite cagey in the second half so far. 54 minutes into the game and 1-1 it remains. Up goes the head of Xhaka to beat McTominay in the air. Xhaka, the Swiss captain nowadays. It's with Arbischer. To his immediate left on halfway is Rodriguez. He steers the ball back in field. Flags all around the stadium here. Dozens of saltires to our left, and at the other end it's a sea of red and white. Rodriguez. Switzerland attacking the end that houses their own fans in the second half. Little ball rolled up the left hand into the penalty area by Xhaka. Was that a foul by Ndoye? Shove in the back possibly of Hendry. Referee said no, and then Ralston had to concede the corner.
Well, the referee's got it all wrong here, and Ndoye's putting that pressure on Henry there. I think it was Ralston actually, but it's a free kick in my opinion. But you have to go on with it. You have to keep the ball alive.
And the Swiss have got an opportunity here with Vargas to deliver right-footed. Akanji, Vidmer, Cher all lurking. Corner's taken short to Xherdan Shaqiri. Back to the corner of the area. Vargas with a great cross. Good header away by Hanley on the edge of his own 18-yard area. Good height and distance on that. Chris Lovelat next to me here in the commentary position. Shaqiri teases the ball back towards the left side, and Rodriguez, number 13, very experienced, well over 100 caps. Now Vargas again, hugging that left-hand touchline, back towards halfway. Arbischer. Well, there's a rendition of Flower of Scotland from the Scotland fans, but they're under pressure here. Out on the right for Switzerland is Cher. Drills in the cross to the back post. It'll reach Vargas. He can size up a shot, and it's gathered by Gunn. Low into his body, almost on his goal line. Handling had to be good because Ndoye was waiting to snap it up.
Well, it was excellent from Switzerland there, moving the ball quickly. Vargas finding himself in far too much space in that back area. Then he's just opened up the goal, taken it onto, manipulated the ball onto his right, and to be put everything through it straight at Angus Gunn. And like I said, there's bodies running across the face of Angus Gunn there as well, but good strong hands from the goalkeeper.
Really defined rendition of Flower of Scotland from the end away to our left just a few moments ago. Gunn belts the ball long upfield. Ralston tries to win it, headed away by Rodriguez. It's Scotland 1, Switzerland 1. Germany already through in this group. Switzerland would have 4 points from 2 games as it stands. The Scots would have 1, and Hungary would have none at all. So there would still be all to play for on Sunday as it stands. Scotland meet Hungary in Stuttgart live on Talk Sport. Tierney's got possession now. About 15 yards shy of the halfway line. Little 1-2 with Gilmour. Tierney under pressure. Heavy back pass to the feet of Gunn, but there was a foul by Dan Ndoye. Let's get a flavour of the atmosphere from right behind the goal with our Scotland reporter Shabana Hearn.
Flower of Scotland will just give you goosebumps every time. A solo piper standing on a table just in front of where the Scotland subs are warming up. But what an incredible atmosphere this end. Moving the ball much much better in this half. Got a brilliant view as well of Fabian Schär and John McGinn, that battle, Villa and Newcastle, and smiling at each other like they're enjoying it too.
Scotland fans trying to sing their team through the second half. Scotland won, Switzerland won. It remains Scotland's last win at a Euros in a game was in 1996. Ali McCoist against Switzerland. In fact, Scotland's last win in a major tournament altogether. It's been such a long time. Ball is on the halfway line for Switzerland. Hooked downfield by Vargas. And Doy has spun. He's turned. He's through it, Doy! He's rolled it wide. Turned away from Hanley and then rolled the ball wide of the far post. I think the assistant momentarily put his flag up there. Either way, Kieran Tierney spun by Ndoye, and Angus Gunn has made a brilliant save to turn that behind. We've got replays in our commentary position. We can see it's hit the upper thigh of Gunn before deflecting behind. I think it might be a free kick to Scotland anyway, Chris.
Yeah, I think that's Kieran Tierney's tournament over. I think his hammies just went there. You know, I think I've got to say great strength from Ndoye. You know, I think he's put all his weight on Tierney. I'm waiting to see it on the monitor again, but it's fantastic close control. If the referees give a foul, I've got to say Angus Gunn came out, seen the danger, got the touch, and it's put it wide. It's an excellent save from the big man as well. But I'm just looking at it again now. This is his first goal. But Tierney, yeah, he's gesturing to the bench to make the substitution straight away. It's not good.
Scott McKenna is ready straight away for Scotland. Meanwhile, the Swiss making their first change. Nearly an hour gone. Scotland won, Switzerland won. And it's Shaqiri going off, and it's Breel Embolo, a real danger man, the number 7, coming onto the field. He scored the clinching goal against Hungary in their first group game, the number 7. Hasn't started either of the two matches, really, because he was injured for most of the season. Oh, they've got the stretcher on for Tierney here. This is a real shame. Surrounded by 3 or 4 medical personnel in the fluorescent jackets. Tierney trying to keep up with Ndoye, stumbled and reached for his hamstring straight away, and he can't even walk off the pitch here, Chris Iwelumo. And for Scotland, one of their leaders, a great figure in the dressing room as well as on the field, Kieran Tierney. You have to wonder whether he'll be able to play again at this tournament. It looks that he might not be.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at that on the monitor as well there, and it's like his knee jarred as well, so I'm hoping that's nothing too serious. He's went and he's reached for the hamstring, but his knee has jarred and hyperextended into the ground there, so yeah, that's very concerning.
Tierney stretchered off, hands on his head. Desperately disappointing moment for the Arsenal man, who would have been a Scotland regular throughout this tournament. But as I say, you have to wonder now how much of a part, if any, he'll play in Scotland's Euro 2024 journey that remains. Here comes McKenna of Nottingham Forest. Came off the bench on match day 1 against Germany. McKenna, he'll just slot in nicely in that back 3, and at least it's a straight swap this for Scotland, I think, Chris, anyway.
Yeah, I've got to agree. You know, Scott McKenna coming on, he knows that position, he's got that relationship with Grant Hanley as well. It brings you another head in the box, in that attacking box, whenever that opportunity presents itself to put the ball in there. But you are losing a very good technical player down this left hand side, and that understanding that with Robertson overlaps, end product coming in from Tierney.
Game has restarted again with the score 1-1. 61 minutes into the game here. The ball is clearly out to play on the far side, the Scotland right. It's going to be a Switzerland throw though, and Arbisher, number 20, will come forward to take it now. Switzerland, who have got Mbolo, I think, in a central role, and they push Vargas forward a bit, and Arbisher's gone to left wing back. Tierney being carefully stretchered down the tunnel. As soon as we get an update on his condition, whenever that may be, we'll bring it to you on Talk Sport. Shaban Ahern, our Scotland reporter, will be getting the reaction from the Scotland camp at the end of the game, and we'll try and bring that reaction to you as soon as we get it. 03717 223344 for the Euro Sports Bar coming next once we're done here in Cologne. Tomorrow night, England against Denmark. England with the opportunity to seal their place in the knockout stages with a win. Here's Mbolo, halfway line for Switzerland, turns away in field from Conor McGregor. McGregor snapping at his heels. It's rolled wide to Freuler on the near side of the field. These are the moments in the tournament, Chris Iwelumo, where Scotland have really got to dig in. Clearly this is a game of relatively few chances, and Scotland have got to make sure they keep the door closed at their end of the ground.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's important that they do go on and get that second goal. You know, I think you're at the minute defending well, using the ball well, being brave as well. Switzerland are getting higher and higher up the pitch. I've got to say I'm happy with the way that Scotland are playing at the minute. You know, inviting Switzerland on, just that quality from back to front can improve a little.
You take a point at the moment.
100%, Joe, 100%.
Switzerland, if they score, would be heading through. Their fans bouncing up and down behind the goal to the right, and they've made great noise too. And we wandered around Cologne earlier, and the Scotland and Switzerland fans were even singing together. Even some of the Swiss fans were singing "No Scotland, No Party." The ball is with Akanji, midway inside his own half, and now Freuler carefully watches the ball out to his right, where Cher is standing. Cher pumps a long, high diagonal ball. That's a lovely pass from Cher, right through the air and brought down neatly by Vargas. Ralston is backing off as Vargas, couple of step-overs into the box, right-footed effort! And it's just over the top of the crossbar.
He's done it a couple of times, Vargas. You know, he's driving. Anthony Ralston, I think he has to go and make that contact outside the box. He keeps dropping. As soon as Vargas comes in the box, he can't get near him. He manipulates the ball onto his right again, trying to open up that space, and then he puts everything through it to try and find that back corner. You know, twisting it, Anthony Ralston inside out there. So, you know, keep him outside the box. As soon as he receives the ball, get in his face.
A tidy, tricky player, isn't he, though, Vargas?
Fantastic talent.
Third major tournament for him. Chris Iwelumo, former Scotland striker, with us in the commentary box again tonight, live inside the stadium in Cologne. Talk Sport 1-1 the score. Scotland went ahead, but Switzerland equalised within 13 minutes. Both goals in the first half. Switzerland having much more of the ball now in the second, as we head towards, slowly but surely, the final quarter of the game. Forward by Cher, pushing header infield, it's spun off the head of McGregor, dropped neatly for Gilmour. Gilmour 35 yards out, he's going to go for goal, it's blocked by Manuel Akanji. Oh, it opened up there for Billy Gilmour, and he thought, why not?
Excellent from Billy Gilmour. Oh, it was going somewhere, he struck it very, very well. The bravery of Akanji as well, just stood strong. Took a heavy one there, but it's much, much better from Scotland there.
And they've got a throw. The Scotland fans, they've all been standing throughout the game, and there are Scotland fans in every area of the stadium. It feels like everywhere you look you see a blue and white flag. Ralston's going to take the throw to McTominay, caught in the penalty area. Oh, was he fouled by Akanji? He was. Free kick right on the right hand edge of the box. A clumsy challenge, unlike Akanji, who is so often so composed. The two players who play their football, of course, for the rival Manchester clubs, McTominay and Akanji. Scotland free kick, really dangerous area this, Chris.
Well, I'm looking at that as well. I think that's a yellow card. You know, Scott McTominay just took it away from Akanji there. No intent to win the ball as well, and he's came in strong. I think he's got a dead leg himself, Akanji. You can see him grimacing there.
McKenna, Hendry, Hanlon, all four. Gilmour's on the edge of the box. McTominay, little word in the ear of Andy Robertson, who's the only man standing over it now.
It's so important for Robertson here. Just beat the first man, beat the wall, try and hit the target. There's so many bodies running across the face this summer here.
Two in the wall. Scotland end, 1-1. The captain standing over the free kick, very close to the corner of the penalty area. This is a real opportunity here for Scotland. Robertson, eyes on the ball now. Everybody back for Switzerland here as the referee blows his whistle. Robertson to fizz it in. Hanley off the post. Is it going to go in? No! Oh, so close for Scotland. That's agonising. Hanley met it, and it hit the base of the post. Oh, Hanley looks to the skies. He can't believe it.
Well, it's an excellent ball in, and it's attacked well. I'm looking at it now, Hanley. Oh, it's a great header as well. You know, it's just a centimetre to the right, and it's going off the post and in. Oh, wow. He's done ever so well just to get on top of his man and make sure he got there first.
Stays 1-1 by the tiniest of margins. So unlucky. unlucky, Grant Hanley. That should buoy Scotland here, though. Cushion header by McGinn, back towards Jack Hendry. Little touch by Vargas to smuggle it away towards the Swiss left. Ralston slides in, does well in front of Arbisher. He had to make that to hold him up. And now McTominay's leading the Scotland press, leading the Scotland charge. Cleared away by Sommer. Suddenly the Scots are having a good spell in the game. Into the last quarter, given away by McGregor. Straight to Fabian Schär. Schär racing forward over the halfway line. And Bolo, as he fouled, body checked by McKenna. Referee points for the free kick to Switzerland. 10 yards in to the Scotland half. You can hear what the Scotland fans think of that. Euro Game Day Live on TalkSport, presented by Burger King. Bring home the ultimate food satisfaction. Get your favourites delivered now. We're out and about at the Euros, all across the tournament, every single game live with us. Scott McKenna's just got a yellow card. What a passage of play, and Scotland may be still reeling from that header off the post from Hanley.
Yeah, he's unlucky to get a yellow card there. You know, he is. They're both at it. Yeah, he's went to ground very easily there in Bolo.
Meanwhile, Switzerland switch the play out to the left, and the dangerous Vargas again. He's isolated Ralston in a one-on-one. Back it goes to Ricardo Rodriguez, and now Vargas again. He's 5 yards from the corner of the penalty area, inside the Scotland half. Ralston slides in, beats him to it. Good tackle by Ralston. Much more like a good kicking every ball now, Chris.
Well, that's it. That's exactly. As soon as it gets to Vargas, can you go there and make the contact at the same time? And that's it. It sets the precedent, doesn't it? So it's an excellent challenge. Vargas still down.
Vargas, nothing wrong with the tackle from Ralston. Scotland have really turned up tonight in terms of the effort and endeavour. Pulled out on the Swiss left with Arbisher. Mbolo back to goal to Xhaka. Another one-touch pass to his central midfield colleague Freuler. And now Mbolo trying to get on to the end of a ball that was rolled around the back towards the dead ball line. Hooked away by Jack Hendry of Scotland. Well held up by Che Adams. McGinn with a rare touch. Haven't got John McGinn into the game at all, really, Scotland, that he's just knocked it straight out of play.
Well, it's excellent play from Che Adams. I mean, strong. He shouldn't really keep the ball under control there. He turns, he finds McGinn, who's in time. First time touch. Make sure you're strong, make sure it sticks. Better from McGinn.
Just 10 touches in the game, McGinn, but that's 11 and 12 now. He's got the ball in the left wing position. Infield to Robertson. Teases it square to Gilmore. 35 yards out in the centre. Wide to Anthony Ralston on the right-hand channel. Ralston's going to win a corner. Let the Tartan Army Roar tell you that they believe they can go on and win this game with 20 minutes to go. 1-1.
Yeah, and so they should, you know. I think especially moments like this, excellent play from Billy Gilmore. John McGinn there, you know, redeemed himself. Anthony Ralston breaking his neck to get into that right channel as well. First time crossed, it's what you say, blocked for the corner, but that's it. Listen to this, please.
Robertson's placed it down. McKenna and Hendry and Hanley and McTominay. Adams all in around the penalty spot. Gilmore and McGinn just lurking in front of the goal. Robertson to fizz it into the near post, cleared away. Not a good delivery. Freuler, first man, on the volley away. Ralston hooks it over his shoulder. That's going to drop out of play for a Switzerland throw. Very close to their corner flag. How does Steve Clarke look at it now from a tactical perspective, I wonder, Chris? Does he think they can go and win the game, or is there just a little too much jeopardy in it for that?
No, I think he has to. You know, we can cause all sorts of problems when that ball coming into the box is the right one. Corner kicks, free kicks. You know, we're just saying it. Grant Hanley, we've got Scott McKenna's on now as well. We've got Scott McTominay. We've got players that can go and win those headers, get that first contact.
McGinn is clattered into Schär late. The referee did spot it. It'll be a yellow card as well. John Carver, the Scotland assistant, a long way down below us, is complaining to the fourth official. Wasn't much of a reaction from Steve Clarke, and it was a clumsy late challenge from McGinn.
Yeah, I think Schär's made the most of it. I'm looking at it now. Yeah, it's a yellow card. Can't say anything about it. But again, there's no need. You know, he's never going to get there. So you've got to have that savvy as well. You can pull out of that challenge show.
Well, he's left one in on Schär, hasn't he? And the fourth official having to get involved on the near side touchline now.
So I think that'll force the hand of Steve Clarke.
Yep.
You know, he's on a yellow card. You just got to make sure there's players on the bench that can come on and do that job.
3 or 4 warming up for Scotland. It's 1-1 against Switzerland here. Switzerland would stay second but miss the chance to qualify, as Germany have done for the knockout stages today. Scotland third in the group as it stands, moving above Hungary, who are pointless. So it would all come down to a final day showdown. great noise around the stadium. Albeit worth saying, of course, Scotland's goal difference is still far inferior to the Swiss, and that will ultimately potentially come into it. Throw from McKenna upfield for Scotland. Flicked by McGinn, only half away by Cher, sent it spiralling back towards his own half. And then Vidmer, hooked on by Freuler. It's becoming quite a scrappy game now. That might suit Scotland. 18 minutes of normal time to go, and at the moment, I just feel like they're the more likely. Especially after that header from Hanley that came back off the post.
Yeah, definitely. I think in control of the game at the minute, you know, they've got to use the ball a little bit better, but they are getting into good areas. It's just that final pass, that final little bit of quality is letting them down.
Clearance upfield by Freuler. McGinn has been caught by Freuler, and it's another Scotland free kick. Not as close to the goal as the Robertson one, which was headed onto the post by Hanley, but it's still midway inside the Swiss half. Hanley, McKenna and Hendry are going to go forward anyway.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the set piece coach coming out, talking with Ralston, making sure this ball, we all know where this ball's going, isn't it? With the players we've got in there.
Between the defensive line and the goalkeeper, in and around the edge of the penalty area. Robertson delivers it to that spot. McKenna climbs the looping header over the top and away for a goal kick.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. Better ball from Andy Robertson there. You know, like you say, when you've got McKenna, Hanley in there, you know that they're going to go and attack it or keep it alive. So important to be aggressive in the right manner in those areas.
2 Swiss changes upcoming now. Fabian Rieder and Vincent Sierro. Only 10 caps between the two of them. First change is going to see Freuler come off. Freuler, whose parent club is Nottingham Forest, but he's long been shunned from the first team, sent out on loan to Bologna. Freuler trudges off, doesn't look particularly happy to come off Freuler at all. And the other change is going to see Vargas leave the field. So it's Sierro and Rieder who are coming on. Maybe that's a sign of how well Scotland are doing in the game.
Yeah, it's just fresh legs, you know, like for like, just to come on and try and get a foothold in the game, understandable. Because like you say, I think Scotland are looking like the team that can go on and get that second goal.
Well, there's a free kick, a goal kick rather, for the Swiss here, and Akanji is standing over the ball, takes it short to Sommer, and Sommer rolls it square to Fabian Cher. In the right back position, Cher drives the ball high and long towards Mbola, Hanley winning the aerial battle. Now Sierro, first touch for the tidy number 16. Xhaka, untidy in possession initially. He's given it away to Scott McKenna. The Scots bobbing forward now. McKenna in the left wing position. His cross turned behind for a corner. It's Scott McKenna, the centre half, winning Scotland the corner at 1-1.
Well, that's exactly what Kieran Tierney would do in that situation. Scott McKenna bombing forward, linking up well with John McGinn. Like you say, winning a corner. Fantastic from the big man.
The Scots can sense a set-piece route to victory here. Hendry and Hanley towards the back post this time, and McKenna's joining them. Whipped in by McTominay, high right-footed, back across goal by Adams. Billy Gilmore goes up for the header, doesn't win it, appeals for a penalty, nothing given. Gilmore goes down, stays down, holds his head. McTominay's got it, left wing position. Now it's taken up by McGregor. McGregor held up by 2 in white, and it's knocked out of play by Dan and Doy. Gilmore back on his feet.
Yeah, it's fantastic play, keeping it alive, winning second balls. I'm looking at this challenge now. It's just a strong challenge there. I've got to say, there's nothing in it. Not a free kick, just a coming together.
Robertson's throw towards McGinn. 10 yards infield from the corner flag. McGinn spins towards the dead ball line. First time cross is blocked, steered upfield for Switzerland towards Mbolo. He's won a free kick just inside his own half.
Fantastic play from Mbolo there. Knew the challenge was coming from McKenna. Just a little touch inside. But McKenna's got to be careful, isn't he, on the yellow card as well?
Well, there was nothing in it in the second half in Munich in the opening game. How are you feeling? How are your nerves at the moment, Chris Iwelumo?
A little bit short at the minute, but I'm looking at boys are on the front foot as well, trying to force the issue, which is good to see.
Well, you're coping well. We'll have Chris with us. All of the Scotland games. Xhaka's back pass to Zoma. Scotland pressing high. Zoma forced into a hurried clearance upfield. It does bounce forward towards the feet of Ndoye. Plays it backwards to Xhaka in space inside his own half. Out to the left-hand side, Ndoye again. Scampers forward. Skillful footwork. Square to Sierra in the centre circle. Goes backwards to Akanji. And Swiss are just trying to regain their composure and footing in this second half with 13 minutes to go. It's Scotland 1, Switzerland 1. Now the ball is collected by Rodriguez, who steams forward into Scotland territory. Corner of the penalty area, reverses it infield to Arbisher. Arbisher's on the edge of the box. Now Rodriguez again. Arbisher out wide to the left-hand side, and Ndoye has collected possession. 3 in the middle to aim at, and Ndoye goes alone and shoots high over the top. Again, infield on the Switzerland left, the Scotland right. Ralston ended up on the floor, but the ball ended up in the stand.
Well, Anthony Ralston's a very, very lucky man here. You know, Ndoye far too easy. You know, he's trying to show him one way, but he's 3 metres away from him, so you can't show him down the line. You have to get closer to make sure that you're blocking. If anything, you're a little bit deeper to show him the line. You know, he's basically got his back to him. It's poor defending, and I understand. You know, fitness comes into it. He's not figured a lot for Celtic, and he's playing catch up at a major tournament.
So 12 to go plus added time on TalkSport tomorrow. Slovenia against Serbia on TalkSport 2 at 2. That's in England's group. England against Denmark at 5 o'clock in Frankfurt in a TalkSport commentary, followed by Spain against Italy at 8. And Scotland are readying Kenny McLean, a midfielder who'll come on very shortly. Be interesting to see what the switch is. Scotland have got a player down on the far side of the field. There were 2 challenging for the ball, and being helped to his feet on the far side is Billy Gilmore, and he's going to come off, and Kenny McLean comes on.
Yeah, I think when he's went to head on that ball, he's done something with his calf. You can see that he's not moving right there, but Kenny McLean can come on and play in all 3 of those positions, hold him in fielder and even advanced where John McGinn is as well. So yeah, fantastic technical player.
McLean onto the field and immediately on the defensive as Switzerland come forward. These are really nervy moments in the game for the Scots whenever Switzerland have got possession inside opposition territory. Now it's back in the Swiss half with Rodriguez. 1-1. And Sierra just shy of the halfway line. And Sierra's just popping the ball back every time he gets it. No great invention from him. Arbisher out on the far side, the left. Infield on the halfway line, a big electronic sign with the word Cologne behind him. The Saltire and the Swiss flag hanging high up into the sky from the stand opposite us, the east side of the stadium. Here comes Rieder for Switzerland. Nippy footwork to race towards the corner of the penalty area. He's held up and he's looked to roll the ball up the inside right channel inside the box. Mbola was never going to get there. Well marshalled by Hanley, and a goal kick to Scotland. 10 minutes plus added time, and the scores are still level.
Well, fantastic play there from Hanley, seen the danger. Mbolo's causing all sorts of problems, movement as well. But Hanley seen the danger, got across the face of Mbolo and just ushered the ball out there. So no, well done.
Well, this is good news, and I think well deserved. UEFA have now given the Scotland goal in the first half to Scott McTominay. And we did say that it was amazing that Cher was awarded that goal, an own goal initially. Yes, it took a massive deflection off him, but the strike from McTominay was goal bound, on target, and so Scott McTominay, the Scotland scorer, and here he is on the ball now, 30 yards from goal. McGinn had to reach that. He thought about shooting from range. He's on the edge of the penalty area, lays it wide left to Robertson to dink it in high. McTominay took it off the head of Adams. It's dropped down to Ralston, hooks it back across. McTominay blocked. McTominay on the volley again, might get a third opportunity. It'll come down to Adams. Back to goal. Scotland goes so close. Back it goes now to Jack Hendry to whip in the cross. Headed away by Vidmer. McTominay on the volley, blocked by the Switzerland defender. Some of the Scots fans wanted handball, not given by the referee. No check taking place. Scotland have got it again. 9 minutes plus added time to go. TalkSport at Euro 2024. This is what it's all about. This is what Scotland came here to do, Chris Owellamo.
Yeah, it's excellent from Scotland there. Scott McTominay, the great connection as well. It was on target. I think it's come off a Scotland player. I think it was Che Adams.
Potential penalty check going on.
Is
the information on my screen.
Yeah. Well, if it's come off a Swiss defender there and it's on target, then yeah, it stopped it. Check over.
So no penalty, but that will boost Scotland's confidence again. Adams has held it up in the right wing position, but he's laid it infield straight to Xhaka. Now Reader rolls it through to Embolo. Flag has stayed down. Embolo is clear. Embolo chips the goalkeeper and scores. And now the flag does go up. And the Swiss fans behind the goal have thrown their beer all over each other, and it's to no avail whatsoever. And indeed, Angus Gunn's goal is being showered by plastic glasses. Chris Iwelumo, you called it. Embolo adjudged to have been offside.
It's tight as well, and he's just offside. You can see by the cut of the grass. Grant Hanley's the closest to him. It's an excellent finish as well. Composed, taking it in, just waits until Angus comes out and just lifts it over him. It's an excellent finish from Embolo.
Check over. VAR did check for that offside just to make absolutely sure. Free kick to Scotland. 1-1. Incredible drama. What a Euro 2024 it's been so far. One of the best starts to a tournament for a very long time. It'll be hoisted forward by Gunn for Scotland. Clatters the ball upfield towards the Scotland right. Ralston tries to flick it infield. Thumped away by Granit Xhaka to the halfway line, and Bolo battling, headed away by McKenna. Free kick Switzerland. Let's go back behind the goal at the Tottenham end to Shaban Ahern. You thought Shaban there with that header from Hanley that Scotland were going to go 2-1 up.
It had erupted behind us. It was so close. The Tartan Army nearly lost their marbles, but they had to maintain it for a while. The tension behind this end just now, you could just cut it with a knife. Billy Gilmour, by the way, just came off. He walked past us there behind the goal, clapping the Tartan Army, smiling, seems pleased with the second half of the performance.
Shaban Ahern kicking every ball pitch side for TalkSport. Chris Iwelumo likewise high up in the commentary box. Switzerland just had a half opportunity, but Ndoye couldn't get the ball in control inside the penalty area. And Scotland might feel a little unfortunate not to have scored a second here in the second half, I wonder, Chris.
Yeah, it's a fantastic opportunity there for Scott McTominay. Two bites at the cherry, wasn't it? You know, I think the first one he's connected well, it's on target, but it comes off the head of Che Adams. The second one, Scott McTominay makes contact with the ball, but it's also hits the arm of the Swiss defender as well. That's what the penalty check was about.
6 minutes to go, and it's 1-1 on TalkSport. Here is Akanji for Switzerland, up over the halfway line. A night where Scotland dare not lose. A point keeps their hopes alive realistically, even if they ended up having to settle potentially for one of those third place qualification spots. Steve Clarke said they need 4 points to get to the knockout stages. So it would all come down, if it stays at 1-1, to the Hungary game on Sunday, live with us in Stuttgart. Germany already through in the group. The Swiss will stay second as it stands, but miss the chance to join Germany in the knockouts. Hungary are bottom of the group. 1-1, 5 to go. Adams on the centre spot, square ball to McKenna. Adams was caught late by the lunge of Sierra, who gets a yellow card.
Two sore ones there. Che Adams, the referee, played advantage initially, but Sierra was way late, wasn't it? Rightfully so, gets a yellow card, but Scotland again using the ball well. To be fair, I'm looking at the monitor, there's not much in that as well. I think Sierra actually gets a touch on the ball, so I think the referee's got that one wrong.
2 Swiss changes, off go Ndoye and Vidmer. On come Burnley's Zeki Amdouni, who scored 5 Premier League goals last season, and a straight swap of right wing back as Leonidas Sturgeon also comes on. The umpteenth rendition of Flower of Scotland across the course of the game. On the Scotland end to our left, the Scots have taken over Cologne again tonight. Robertson's free kick for Scotland, high to the corner of the penalty area, cleared away. It'll drop down now to Kenny McLean. He's rolled it square to John McGinn, about 35 yards out. McGinn with a great cross, flicked away, only as far as the far side of the field. Ralston tees it backwards. Now here's an opportunity for McLean to strike it low. Gathered by Zoma, had no real power behind it. Stays 1-1, 4 minutes plus added time remaining on TalkSport.
Yeah, better than Anthony Ralston Robertson keeping it alive, finding Kenny McLean. He just never got the connection right, but I still feel that Che Adams can just get a little touch on it, try and help it on its way, and take it away from the hands of Jan Sommer there.
Euro Sports Bar coming next once we're done here. Here though come Switzerland. Ball played through immediately to the substitute on the edge of the penalty area, but Robertson got in front of the newly arrived Amdouni to roll it back to the goalkeeper. Just a nervy moment for Scotland there. Robertson left wing back position, steers it forward to McGinn, beaten to it by Scher. Fairly, says the referee. Scher's then blocked off by Andy Robertson. Really a real battle now in that central portion of the field of play. Into the 88th minute we go. Scores have been level now for a long time. Shaqiri's equalised for Switzerland. It was a long time ago. 26th minute after McTominay's deflected strike had Scotland in front. Still dreaming of a victory in a major tournament in a game. It's not happened for many a year. Lawrence Shankland is going to get the final few minutes for Scotland. He's chipped in ready to come on the number 9. The ball is with Rodriguez for Switzerland, and now Xhaka clips it forward high over the halfway line towards nobody in particular. Embolo isn't even going to chase it. Hendry can go safely back to Gunn. Gunn, right-footed, not the best of clearances. It hangs up in the air shy of halfway. Little flick downfield by Ralston. Scotland, talk about dare not lose. The players on the field, nobody wants to be the one that makes a mistake.
Well, that's where they need to be brave, isn't it? There, I think Angus Gunn, Jack Henry gives it back to him. I don't think he has to go back to Angus Gunn. They'll just give it into Grant Hanley or Callum McGregor.
Ball has been cleared upfield for Scotland, and then there's a foul. Robertson on the near side, left back position with a poor challenge, it has to be said. I think he's caught Amdouni there with a late lunging challenge. In fact, it's Reeder who's been fouled. Reeder gets himself to his feet. Scotland are going to have to defend a dangerous free kick here, out on the Switzerland right, with less than 90 seconds of normal time to go. Wasn't much in that. Embolo offside a few moments ago, by the way. We've just seen another replay on our monitor. It was extremely tight. Ryan Christie and Lawrence Shankland ready to come on for the Scots. There are Scotland fans simply praying that they hold on to the point that they're going to get as it stands. Reeder is over this free kick for Switzerland, and he's going to curl it in left-footed. Everybody back for the Scots. Whipped in dangerously to the back post, and Dooney's header a yard wide. Well, the flag did go up on the near side. I think he's suggesting there was an offside or maybe a foul there, the assistant referee. And Dooney wasn't to know that, and it was very, very close. Stays 1-1 as we head into the last 30 seconds of normal time. And the Scotland fans marking that with a big cheer. Shankland and Christie coming on. Off go McGinn, first of all, and Adams, the other to lead the field, Chris.
Yeah, again, like for like coming on. It's just one of them, just one opportunity, one moment, one magical moment. Now Shankland, Christie coming on. It's big game players, isn't it? This is your time to shine, isn't it? But I've got to say, Che Adams and John McGinn have been excellent. Linked up well, been strong, been aggressive on the front foot.
Shankland darts on the number 9. Scotland's top scorer in the top flight last season, Lawrence Shankland. Scored in one of the warm-up matches for Euro 2024. It's 1-1. 4 minutes of added time. Header away by Akanji. Flicked up towards the centre circle. We're now in those 4 added minutes. Andy Robertson on the Scotland left with a looping cross. Anthony Ralston, can he keep it in at the back post? He's brought it down by the corner flag. He's taking on Arbisher. He's trying to flick beyond Arbisher. He's got his cross in. It's headed away by Xhaka. Not very far. Kenny McLean to Ryan Christie. He's in the penalty area. Back to Callum McGregor. Faced up. Plays it wide. Robertson back across. Cleared away by Akanji. It'll drop down inside the penalty area and hits over the bar. A screamer by McGregor. Scotland were patient. Oh, they were close again to winning the game in stoppage time. time. 1-1.
Well, it's an excellent little ball from Callum McGregor to Andy Robertson. What a header that is, putting it into the danger area. Akanji defensively had to be there, because it was Scott McTominay as well that was in behind Akanji. He had to make the contact. Wow, what it's amazing defending. If he's not there, we're taking 3 points. It's 2-1, isn't it? Scott McTominay's getting there.
Oh, these are special nights in international football. It may still yet be a special night for Scotland. 1-1 with Switzerland. That's the point that many were hoping Scotland would pick up before the game. Quite a reaction to the 5-1 defeat to Germany. 90 seconds into 4 added at the end of the game. Scotland go back to Gunn. They're finishing the game stronger. Gunn's clearance is not good though. Under pressure, out of play, throw halfway to Switzerland.
Yeah, Angus Gunn has to come through that first time. As soon as he takes his touch, he's under so much pressure from Mbolo there that he's kicked out of play, giving possession away.
Cher will roll the ball back to Jan Sommer. Switzerland play Germany, already through, remember, on Sunday. Scotland play Hungary, who don't even have a point to their name. So at the moment, it looks like Scotland or Switzerland for that second spot, albeit Switzerland do have a much better goal difference than Scotland, it is worth saying. So they'd be firm favourites, but the Scots would potentially be really hopeful of qualifying as one of the best third place sides. Who knows? Still a lot still to happen. Still 90 seconds to go in this game. Flick downfield towards Mbolo. Gunn a little slow to come out, eventually pounced on it, stays 1-1 here.
Well, I've got to say, very, very fortunate there. Mbolo's getting onto that. Angus Gunn actually loses his footing, but he recovers very, very quickly.
The Scotland fans are urging him forward. Gunn thumps it long downfield. Flicked by Lawrence Shankland, away by Akanji. Xhaka's touch heavy. Shankland back to goal. Rolls it back to the centre circle. Kenny McLean steers it wide. Oh, they're going to get one chance in the final minute. Tackled from the substitute Sturgeon. Throw to Scotland now. Well, you feel they might have done enough in the second half to win the game. So unlucky when Hanley's header came back off the post. Agonisingly close, Scotland there. Robertson takes the throw, gets it back from McLean, rolls the ball back to the halfway line of McKenna. 30 seconds left, it's 1-1 on TalkSport. Is there one last glimmer of a chance for Scotland? Fed long by McKenna, that's a great ball cross field. Ralston brings it down, 3 in the area, here's the cross. Christie headed away, drops down to Kenny McLean, edge of the D, scoops it left. Robertson goes up for it, headed only half away by Reeder, nodded down by Robertson. Scotland have still got possession. Robertson is out on the left, Robertson crosses, headed away by Fabian Cher. Reeder can't bring it down, he was slow. Here is Christie on the corner of the penalty area. This time Sierro comes across. Sierro sweeps it away, and that is the end of the game. But Scotland get what could be an absolutely crucial point in their fight to reach the knockout stages of a major tournament for the very first time. It was must not lose, and Scotland didn't lose. They didn't just grind out a draw. They might feel they deserve to win it, but whatever happens, it takes the Scotland fight to the final day. No sleep till Stuttgart on Sunday for the Scotland fans. They will face Hungary, where their fate ultimately, in the context of the group and in the context of potential progression, will be decided. But after the dismal opening night in Munich against Germany, this was quite an impressive, quite the reaction from Scotland. Very impressive throughout. McTominay gave them a dream start 13 minutes in, deflected effort beyond the goalkeeper, and that was a Tartanami roar that the Scotland fans will forever remember. But Xherdan Shaqiri quickly equalised with a fine strike after a miscue by Anthony Ralston. There were chances at both ends. The best for Scotland came when Grant Hanley's second half header hit the post, and it ends all square on a dramatic night in Cologne. Scotland won, Switzerland won.